The full moon on March the 18th brings the key energy theme of that inner fire is rising. So you're really feeling that inner fire now coming more to the surface. And in this video, I want to share with you the 5 key things that I think you should know about this full moon on March the 18th so you can really make the most out of this inner fire rising. So stay tuned. Hello to beautiful soul, welcome back to another video, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So excited and grateful that you're here. Now, in case you don't know me, my name is Kay Sanders, and this channel is all about helping awakening souls awaken to their power within, create more success, abundance, and freedom, all in alignment with who they are and living their life on purpose. And if that is you, if you're on your spiritual awakening journey, and if you haven't done so already, then I want to extend an invitation. Please be sure to subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I release new content. So the first key thing about this full moon on March the 18th is truly that inner fire is rising, where you then also really feel inspired to take those bigger leaps, take those bigger actions, make those decisions that maybe up until this point you haven't really felt called to make for whatever reason. Maybe it felt too huge, maybe you were a little afraid of making a decision, but now with this inner fire rising that is really being triggered by this full moon on March the 18th, you then really look at your life and like, okay, where do I need to evolve? Where do I need to expand? Where do I feel like I need to take those bigger steps or make those more courageous decisions, the courageous steps, and really be more big and bold? It also allows you to really step more into your divine self, really embodying the truth of who you are more with more confidence. So this inner fire is truly rising to really help you, actually catapult you forward. Now, we started this year rather slower in the beginning, and maybe you had been waiting for that push to move forward. I mean, a lot has already been happening up until this point this year. So much has been happening, so much has been unfolding to really assist you awaken more and to really step more into your power, step more into who you truly are. And now with this inner fire rising through this full moon, it's really allowing you to make those bigger leaps, take those bigger steps, be more courageous, because you're meant to. You're really meant to live your life more on purpose, especially this year. This is the key energy of this year. It's like really stepping more into your purpose, living more of your purpose, and really be more steadfast in who you are. And this full moon now is actually helping that too, with this inner fire rising. And then, which brings me to the second piece here, is with this inner fire rising also comes a greater release. Release of all these layers of limitation, the doubts, the fears, because as you're stepping more into your power and feeling more, bolder and more courageous, then you're releasing a lot of that lower level stuff that's been holding you back, all of those fears and doubts and all of the shackles that have been keeping you playing small, the shackles that have held you back from really being all that you can be and more. Because it's already within you. It's already within you to be courageous, to be expanded, like to have that expanded vision, really creating that life that you want. But up until this point, you may have been holding back, playing small, allowing your fears and your doubts and limiting beliefs to really hold you back from really being big and bold. And like I said, with this inner fire rising now, you are feeling more courageous to take those bigger leaps. And it also then causes you to let go of a lot of the stuff that you've been holding on to. Because maybe now you're realizing that, what I've been experiencing up until this point, don't want this no more. I want a more evolved version. I want to be more, do more, experience more, have more abundance, have more freedom, experience whatever I want to experience, and also maybe make a bigger impact. Well, in order to get there, you have to move from here to there. And down here is all the stuff that has been holding you back. And now with this inner fire rising, you're leaving a lot of the stuff, that the lower level frequencies behind, in order to up level, in order to really lift yourself up, to really step into that next level version of you, that next evolved version of you that allows yourself to really be big and bold, to make those bigger decisions, those bolder decisions, and taking those leaps. And also trusting yourself more that, I can really do that. Which brings me to the third piece here, is that you then also have that inner sense of really getting to know yourself even more, to know who you truly are deep within. So with everything that's been going on, with all the release, that awakening, you continue learning more about yourself, to really continue getting to know yourself even more at a deeper level. You then also start uncovering aspects about yourself that you either didn't know about, or maybe even ignored for whatever reason. Maybe you weren't really ready to experience it. I have noticed that my gifts are kicking in even more, and I can go deeper than I was before. So you may then also now realize that your gifts are kicking in more too. Maybe you're experiencing things that you didn't really experience before. Maybe you weren't ready to experience that, because everything happens in stages, and as you grow ready for that next step. So now with everything that's happening, I mean, we're just talking about, releasing a lot of that lower level stuff. Well, releasing the lower level stuff also helps you then to get to know you that is beneath all that, right? That new version of you, that more empowered version of you. So we're truly in a powerful time right now where you truly get to discover yourself again, rediscover yourself again. Uncover those aspects about yourself that you weren't aware of, that you didn't know about, or like I said, that you may have even ignored. Then the fourth thing is that you now also, with this newfound strength and courage and really taking those bigger leaps, you then also set your desires into stone. Now, what I mean with that is you're making them a non-negotiable. And because oftentimes we have those desires, but we don't often also say, well, if I can't have that, I might just take something less than that. You're settling. But now with this inner fire rising, you're realizing, no, I want what I want. And I'm not going to accept anything less than that. Something better, of course, but nothing less. You're making them a must. Your desires become a must. That, let's say you have been playing with the idea of really stepping more into your spiritual path, but you have been holding back, maybe even starting a spiritual business to really make an impact, to bring your gifts to the world. But maybe you have been playing small, holding back, and like, maybe it's not for me, maybe later, I'm not ready for that. But now that inner desire is also increasing as well, to really, go after that, to really make it a non-negotiable, that, no, I want this. I want this and nothing less. Something better, of course, but nothing less than that. And that also comes with that inner strength that you're now really tapping into with this inner fire rising, because as this inner fire is rising, you then really realize the things that you have been wanting, but maybe you settled. Which then also allows you then here, releasing all the lower level stuff here, to decide, no, I don't want this no more. Well, what do I want instead? I want this. And you will feel it, like, you will feel within that this is the right thing. Yes, it's going to be huge. Yes, it's going to be a stretch, but you still feel that this is it. And then you're making that a non-negotiable. You're really setting it in stone, like, this is it. This is my heart's desire. I want this or anything better than that, but nothing less. Because then you're also, by you choosing what you truly want for yourself, you're also becoming more empowered as well. I mean, think about it. If you let yourself be swayed by your ego mind or your limited mind saying, well, but this is kind of huge, maybe you should settle for something less, you're giving your power away. You're giving your power away to your limited self, your ego mind, the doubts, the fears, the limiting beliefs. You're giving your power away. But now with this inner fire rising, you're really feeling more courageous when you're saying, no, why should I limit myself? Why should I limit my desires? Why should I settle for less than what I truly want? So then there's that inner courage that kicks in saying, no, this is a non-negotiable. I want what I want and nothing less, but always something better. Which brings me to the fifth and final piece here, is that you now also feel more grounded in who you are and the steps that you're taking. Because you're taking those soul aligned steps, the steps that are really feeling in alignment with who you are deep within. Because as you're becoming more courageous and really taking those bigger leaps, you are then also being given a lot of choices, right? You're being given a lot of opportunities. And in here too, you're choosing the ones that are more in alignment with what you want. So also this then also creates more of a balance between the masculine side and the feminine side. You're really becoming more in balance, where you feel more grounded, more steadfast in who you are. You're not feeling so wobbly anymore. Because for a while, there was a time when I noticed for myself, I felt quite wobbly in who I was, especially like in the beginning of this year. I felt very wobbly in who I was. And then the more we moved into this year, I felt more steadfast. And I've seen it also with my clients. And I've heard it from people there's also saying that they're feeling more confident about moving forward. And that's really what I'm talking about here. Is you're now also being given that opportunity to really feel more grounded in who you are, because that's really the core of this year as well. It's about that inner steadfastness, like really feeling steadfast in who you are. And the more you uncover about who you are and uncovering those aspects that maybe up until this point you didn't know about, you then also feel more grounded in who you are, because you're really digging deep, uncovering more of who you are deep within. So now this inner balance is coming about as well, because you're feeling more grounded. Both your masculine and feminine side is more grounded as well, is more in balance. So you're really feeling more steadfast and grounded. And with this inner fire rising, the key theme of this full moon on the 18th is really that you also take those steady, confident steps, make those choices, the decisions that are truly in alignment with that elevated path, your future vision that you have, because you're making it a non-negotiable, right? So you have to take those aligned steps that will really help you move forward. And of course, also then becoming aware whenever you misalign, and since you're making it a non-negotiable, then you're realizing, this doesn't feel in alignment. Well, let's get back into alignment. And that's when this whole feeling grounded comes about as well. So here you go. You have the 5 key things about this full moon on March the 18th. If you liked this so far, please do me a favor, hit the like button. Maybe leave a comment below and let me know what are your non-negotiables that you want to call forth and you really want to set in stone. But now I also want to share with you some action steps of what you can do to really make the most out of this full moon energy on and around March the 18th. So one thing you can do is you can imagine that fire within your heart center, like really imagine that fire coming from within your heart center and growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and really tap into this power. Tap into the power of fire. I mean, it's bright, it is big, it is powerful. Let this fire to fuel you to really move forward, to be big and bold, to take those big steps, to make those big leaps. And then write down your intentions, your desires, and make them a non-negotiable. They need to be a must. Not just a maybe, or I would like to, or I wish. No, make them a must. Make it a non-negotiable. And then commit to yourself that this is what you want. This or something better, nothing less, but always something better. Truly make the commitment to yourself. Say, this is what I want. This is my non-negotiable. And then surrender and detach. Detach from the outcome, because you're asking for this or something better, right? So you know that this is what you want. Nothing less than that. Right? But when you're attached to it, then you're kind of limiting yourself too, because then you're just attached to exactly that. But maybe the universe has something better in store for you that you're not even aware of yet. So focus on what you want. Make that a non-negotiable. So you're not available for anything less than that. But detach, so you're also open for this or something better. Even when you're writing it down, write that this is what I want, this or something even better. And so it is. And let it go. Surrender and detach from that. That's how you can really make the most out of this powerful energy right now. So really tap into the energy of that inner fire. Let it fuel you to really move forward. Okay, so here you go. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment below. Let me know, what are your non-negotiables that you want to call forth, and of course for something better. I would love to know. So thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out this next video here about activating your soul's purpose, so you can really step into that moving forward. It's a powerful light code activation. I think you're gonna love it. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, make it an amazingly abundant, successful day. Namaste.